The following is an actual play D&D podcast featuring comedians and improvisers in the great state of Vermont. Welcome to Improvised Weapons. Last time on Improvised Weapons.
Oh, here's two fingers. Now it's even worse.
Oh, yes!
Witches has a very negative connotation, but Potion Sisters is fun and funky.
I'm at full health, but I am thirsty.
Palid!
Slaves, good.
Huddle and quiet.
Cots and slaves and cots and slaves and cots and slaves and cots and slaves.
Offices.
Back to an old map. We're going back to an old map.
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to give you guys that power.
Olash doesn't like them tiny dwarf butts.
I'd say you're just not good with people.
Darn it.
Ugh, that was weird.
To start off today, we're handing the metaphorical mic over to Aram Vartian, creator and dungeon master for one of our favorite actual play podcasts, God's Fall. Take it away, Aram.
Hey people, my name is Aram and I am the creator and dungeon master of the fantasy podcast known as God's Fall. Calgun is a broken world. The old gods fought one another to mutual destruction, obliterating magic and swallowing much of the planet in a permanent world storm. The five kingdoms that remain live by an uneasy truce born out of necessity, a peace which is tested when the new gods begin to arise. I recently launched a world book detailing the custom setting for our game, including original races, creatures, countries, people, and rules for the powers that drive the arisen gods known as divinities. We have previews of the book and the artwork at godsfall.com/worldbook, as well as more information about the podcast and links so you can secure your own copy in both print and PDF. So thank you for listening and supporting God's Fall, and thank you for checking out the God's Fall Worldbook at godsfall.com/worldbook.
Check out that world book, people. The world of God's Fall is fascinating, and that book is real pretty. It's well worth your time. As for us, we'll be recording 2 live episodes at CarnageCon on November 3rd, so check out carnagecon.com to get your badges and reserve your spot. You'll get to witness our adventures firsthand, and we just might have some swag for you. Even if you can't make it, we'll be streaming it all live with the help of Victory Condition Gaming. Basically, you have no excuse not to watch. Check out patreon.com/IWVTcast to support the show and get even more content. Weekly reactions with the cast and DM's notes for every episode are just the beginning of what you'll find there. You'll also get the satisfaction of helping us make a better podcast for you. It's a good deed. A self-serving good deed, but a good deed nonetheless. Now, on to the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Improvised Weapons. If you listened to the last episode, you know that the party is all back together. They managed to free all of the mind-controlled slaves in Dr. Scutch's clutches.
Nice.
I know, it feels so good to say that.
That was good. That was good.
And they did that. They found some more stuff while they were there. They figured out how to get the control collars off of everybody. They got just about everybody back home. And they are returning. They have returned to Stone's Throw with 3 of the people who were captive. One.
We have the 4th.
Oh, that's true. You do have him in a bag.
Yeah, we have him in a bag.
Maybe.
So
we still don't know that.
We'll say 3.5 of the captive. They have returned to Stone's Throw, reunited Francis Kittlewallow with his wife Vera. The other 2, they left to go to their homes while they all retired to the inn to get some very well-deserved rest, wherein Olash had a very interesting and disturbing dream. So we pick up in the morning. You guys wake up. What you doing?
Having an ale.
Check out the continental breakfast. But I wanted to. Are we together yet?
Yeah, we can go back downstairs if we want to.
We've probably set a time to convene in the morning.
Have you come back from whatever place you were staying in last night?
Honestly, Cassian was so beat after that adventure that he just got a good night's sleep by himself. It was a weird feeling, but
It's no he's not used to.
Or more accurately, we got back after everyone else went to bed, so we couldn't find anybody.
I like to think that it was personal growth.
I just want to tell everyone, what's our plan for when we talk to the mayor about Jeffrey Russell or Gainsborough Fulton? Are we going to tell her that I probably killed him, or are we going to just kind of pretend that it didn't happen?
We have to be
don't see any
upfront with
reason-
this.
Honestly, I don't think like it's that much on us. I mean, like we were fighting for our lives. There was a collateral damage. I mean, shit happens.
Here's my thought process on this. We brought back his ashes. If nothing else, they have something they can keep in an urn somewhere and remember him fondly.
Okay, I feel like I'm going to get arrested, but whatever.
You're not going to get arrested. No, Cassian's right. You were fighting for your lives. You had to do what you had to do. Take it from someone who likes to protect life. It happens. But you're fine. He's fine. And we brought something back for them. We didn't just leave it as he could be somewhere, anywhere. This is him.
Okay.
And I'll do the talking if you want me to. I'll bring it to him. And, you don't have to do anything at all. You can keep reading your scroll.
We'll tell her Yarfik was the one who killed him.
Yeah, blame it on me.
Sounds good.
Blame it on
I'm
me.
fine with that. Let's go.
No, in all seriousness, I don't think we're gonna get in trouble for that.
So let's round up if we can round up the people that we saved and bring them down to the mayor's office so we can debrief and talk. I thought, was that the plan, or?
I don't know that they need to be there.
Okay.
Necessarily.
Yes, if she wants to go talk to them, she can go talk to them.
We should at least check in with her.
I assume we've kept the quartermaster with us.
Right.
He was tied up in my room all
Yeah.
night.
Okay. Great. Then let's bring him over to the mayor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to swaddle him, Olash?
I do.
Should we go to the sheriff's first then?
So you are you've wrapped the quartermaster in a large sack.
Don't grow attached this time. Just this is a temporary thing.
We still have not asked his name, so I think we're okay.
It's okay. He ranked pretty low.
Oh wow! I really want to
It's
see
kind of a
this
desk
sheet.
job, It doesn't give you a lot of opportunities to tone those glutes.
Yeah.
Quartermaster.
So you are going to the mayor's office directly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You go out. It's a nice day outside. There's a lot of hustle and bustle outside as everyone is, either at work or on their way. And you head on down to the mayor's office. People are certainly confused because this is now the second time in 2 days that they've been walking around town and seen this half-orc just carrying someone.
I'm waving to my fans.
Yeah, as we're passing people on the street, I'm just like, oh, good morning, we rescued everyone. All right, good morning, we just came back from the rescue.
Horse puncher. You remember me? Horse puncher.
Yeah, and you do
found a
get
scroll.
some high fives.
Yeah.
And you make your way to the town hall. You go in, and the mayor's assistant looks at you and says, "Oh, you're back so soon."
Yes, we succeeded beyond even my own wildest expectations for us, which were considerable.
We'd like an audience with the mayor, please.
Yes.
We'd like to
absolutely.
update her
Let me just,
on our progress.
Let me just wait right here. Let me just go and double check.
Check the butt. Olash, where's the butt?
Flash ranking.
Also, remember,
Roll a perception check.
we are missing one person. He did get sold, so we had to let her know that too.
True, I mean,
13.
there's more work to be done.
So he's pretty waifish. He's a tiny guy. Looks a little bony.
Maybe for some people, not for me.
Good to know.
So he disappears up the stairs. You hear steps overhead, and then about a minute later, he comes back down and says, "Yes, please come with me."
Thank you.
Of course.
He leads you all upstairs and goes over, opens the door of the mayor's office, and waves you inside.
I say, Madam Mayor, we return triumphant. We've rescued 3 of the missing kidnapped citizens, and we will embark soon to track down a 4th who regrettably was sold. But we busted up a ring of underground slave fighters and killed their
And
leader.
some unauthorized magic users as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh, right.
Well, my God, only 3 of them, you'd say.
Regrettably, yes.
Well,
There was a large scuffle during the intrusion. We were trying to save everyone we could, and unfortunately, what was his name? I can't remember.
Gainsborough Fulton.
Gainsborough may have fallen in battle. He was being mind-controlled to attack everyone, and we had to defend ourselves. I may have punched him a little too hard.
Did you at least bring the body back so that the family has something to bury?
I put down the bag of ashes on her table. We did bring him back, unfortunately. That is all of him.
He was burned.
It was a very, very hard scuffle, and we saved as many as we could. But there were people all around that had magic and other things. It was very, very much a large scuffle.
It was quite chaotic.
All right, so you say that there were other magic users there. There were unregistered magic
Yes.
users. What happened to them?
Well, the leader of the whole outfit was a fellow named Dr. Scutch. who seemed to be responsible for at least the majority of the mind control magic
Yes.
that was in use.
They had collars that were keeping them like slaves. I was also enslaved at the time. That put me down, but we could not control ourselves. We listened to his voice and his voice alone until the rest of my party got back and got the things away from him, killed him, and freed us.
So he is dead.
Yes, he's dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Twice dead, actually.
Here's what we're going to do. This was his fault.
Right.
I think unquestionably.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I mean this bag of persons.
Yes, that's
was
what got
his
your drift.
fault.
We
Yes,
understood.
we understand subtext. Yes, we do. Olash goes, oh!
Oh, also, this is the quartermaster for Dr. Scott. She was the guy in charge of outfitting the slaves. We brought him back for trial.
I place him on the desk.
He's tightly swaddled.
Yes.
Just on top of her paperwork. She says, thank you, I suppose.
We were hoping to trade him for the kobold that's currently in your jail.
Your very funny joke. Yarfik, we're not going. We don't want the kobold back. We were actually going to bring him to the sheriff for interrogation, but we thought we'd let you know that we captured one of them.
Right.
Great.
back.
It sounds like a much better idea to bring him
Yes.
to the sheriff. I do not have a jail on my desk.
Nice though, Olash. Very.
So, well, you've already heard the worst news, but it does. There were at least one or two members of this organization that escaped, and there was, sadly, one of your townsfolk who was sold, much as it pains me to say, as a slave to another purchaser
Long
who we've
before we
not
got
yet been able to
there.
locate.
Apparently, when people lost in these fight pits, if they lost, they were then healed and sold off as slaves.
Oh, that's awful.
If you wish to continue to retain our services, we'd be happy to track this Milton Whittigan, I believe it was.
Yes.
Down.
Well, I mean, I suppose, should you come across him in your travels, we'd certainly like to have him back.
She supposes. She supposes.
I did catch the word suppose there. Is there a reason why you wouldn't?
Well,
She's just thinking out loud.
to keep people on retainer costs money, and we have limited funds as we are but a small town.
Of course.
I mean, of course, we are going to reward you for the fine work that you've done, and
Thank you.
It was our pleasure to do so. We love to bring people back to their families.
We do love to work for money.
And the thrill of the adventure. That's a big one for me.
well said. So she gets up from her desk and she goes over to a safe and opens it, takes out a jangling amount of coins in her hand, and she gives each of you 25 gold pieces.
Score.
As she's doing that, she says, here is your reward. I would like to hold a town meeting tomorrow, and I would appreciate if you were all in attendance. I think this should be announced to the town. I think everyone should be told so that we can give you the credit that you are due.
Great.
We appreciate that, but it's also good to let people know that they're back in town. It's nice to have them back.
You're gonna be the focus of a meeting.
I'm very excited.
I feel like he's done that before.
Yes.
I'm excellent in town halls, can I just say? I crush them.
Can we? That sounds a little more like there's subtext to that we don't want to hear.
The subtext is that there's a lot of town hall groupies, and
Are we? You said this is tomorrow?
Yes, correct. Tomorrow.
Okay, great. So we have some time today to get some errands done.
Would you like me to leave this here? The bag of...
Yes.
Great.
I suppose.
So that's
This isn't your sugar cube bag, is
It's
it?
not my sugar cube. No, that's another pouch, and I reach over and I show the sugar cube bag.
so that's Gainsborough Fulton there, we believe, because Jeffrey, Jessup, and Francis are back with their homes. They went back home last night.
She takes out a little piece of paper, writes Gainsborough Fulton on it, and pins it to the bag.
And then Milton Whittigan was the one who was sold. But just so you know, you can go talk to them if you'd like. They're back at their houses, we assume. Off to Fizweaves or the sheriff?
First, the sheriff
yeah.
to drop off the quartermaster.
Great.
Do you want us to tell him anything specific from you in terms of him, how to hold him, or anything else, or when things will happen?
You can let Kesto know that that he should be held to await trial. You can tell him the story. I'm sure he'll understand from there.
He is very willing to talk if you prod him the right way.
I don't think we're talking about the same person.
I was talking about the quartermaster, not Kesto.
Okay.
I've never prodded Kesto in my life.
Wink.
I try to wink. Turn away.
Roll dex. I'm kidding. Don't do it.
Let's head out. Yeah?
Yeah, I think to the jail real quick to drop off the dude. I wonder if we should help with the interrogation, maybe.
We could.
Olash, you got your swaddle?
Do you need to stop off anywhere else and pick up anything, or
I gotta pay Fizwick back for the healing potion. That's about it.
You got your swaddle, Olash?
I've got
He
that.
still has your mandolin also.
Yes, so I need that.
I've
for
got
sure.
that. If you want, I'll take care of it. We need to stock up anyways. We need some more potions and such.
No, I'm flush at the moment. I'm happy to pay my debts.
Oh, I thought you were flush with potions. No, we need potions and such. We should
Well,
still
we
go
could
see
use
him.
some of that as well.
And do you need to talk to him at all, or?
I have a bunch of magical stuff I could talk to him about, but that's about it.
Cool. Well, let's go to the sheriff first then.
Yeah, I'd like to drop off this bundle.
Yeah.
You don't like this bundle as much as the last one?
The bloom is off the rose.
Okay.
We're carrying. Yeah.
You leave town hall and you.
What was her butt rated?
The mayor?
The mayor, yes.
I don't
Did
feel
we actually
comfortable.
see her butt? Oh yeah, when she bent over.
Yeah, to get the safe.
I don't feel comfortable ranking the mayor's butt. I don't want it to get back to her.
Olash has a lot of respect for the dignity of the office.
So you head out of town hall. You go down back to the guardhouse. Do you knock? Do you just enter? What do you do?
I think we know.
I think we throw the door open
yeah,
and
yeah.
say, "We have prisoners for you."
Just as I
From
go
our
up to knock, he does
successful,
that.
very successful rescue mission.
Same as the last time when you burst in. Kesto is just sort of like annoyedly like, "Ah, what?
We caught him looking
What
at a
now?"
certain scroll again.
Does he have a desk?
Yes.
Okay, I place the bundle on his desk.
And we explain
Here.
the situation.
He looks up and he goes, thank you.
You're welcome.
This man is a dastardly criminal. He was assisting in an organization that was mind controlling people with illegal magic and forcing them to fight to the death.
Your mayor sent us on a rescue mission to find the people that had disappeared from town. We found him in this fight club, and we brought him back.
I sent you on the rescue mission.
Right. I thought it was the mayor.
Wait, I thought the mayor sent us on the second rescue mission.
Yes, the second rescue mission for all the people that are missing in town, I thought.
You sent us on that?
I gave you the list of the people who were missing.
That was so long
That
ago.
was a long time ago.
It was yesterday.
You know, if you'd like some lessons on, how to project personal charisma and just like stick in people's minds a little more, it's very important for success. People, being memorable is very important for career success.
Listen, Castor, we were hoping you could interrogate him and we could all use that information to find the rest of the gang.
Because we are
The
missing one of them
organization.
left. Milton was sold
Milton
as a
was
slave.
sold by that band as a slave, so we were hoping to get him back.
So wait, I gave you a list with 5 names on it. Who was found and who wasn't? What's going on?
We found Jessup.
Jeffrey and Francis.
Francis.
Jessup, Jeffrey, and Francis are back.
Okay.
Milton was sold into slavery, and Gainsborough, unfortunately, has died.
Roll deception.
There's no deception on that. He
I
died.
didn't lie.
He didn't say that who killed him.
Oh, 17 deception is -2, so 15.
God, they killed him.
Yes.
He died
he did
in
die.
the
He
fighting.
died in the fighting. Yeah.
That's sad. Okay, well,
It was. We all cried.
Yeah. I put a strand of. I bunch up a bit of hair and
I just bite it.
I bite it.
See how overcome with emotion she is.
But this is their quartermaster for the ring that we're running, because it was run by a man who was using magic to control people through mind control. And there were people involved around that were betting on it and making it kind of an underground thing using illegal magics. And so this was the only one left we could find. We brought him back to be interrogated to find more out about it.
So he sort of picks him up with a little bit of difficulty. He's not quite as strong as Olash is.
How's the kobold doing?
He sort of, while carrying the quartermaster over to a chair, says, Cobalt's fine. She's been fed. I mean, you can see she tore up her bed and made a nest. I don't know.
Does he have a plate of mashed potatoes anywhere?
No.
Darn, it would have been nice to pay him for that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay him for that, but obviously I can't.
So he gets the quartermaster into a chair and sort of lashes some ropes around him. So he's tied to the chair.
He didn't struggle the entire time being carried by Olash.
This guy's been super cooperative. He's like the most cooperative villain
He
ever.
is terrified.
He really does not want Yarfik to finger him.
Yeah, he doesn't want 4 fingers. Especially not dwarf fingers.
I'm going to turn to Cassian and be like, just so you know, if you prod him the right way, he gives up everything.
I just sort
Duly
of cough
noted.
and shuffle my feet awkwardly.
So Kesto turns his back to the quartermaster first, and he looks at all of you, and he says, he sort of like huddles you around over into the
Oh, huddle
corner.
time!
Huddle, quiet. Huddle, quiet, huddle.
You don't call a huddle, I call a huddle.
So, what information have you guys gotten already? What are you looking to get from him?
Well, any information about who their clients are, like who they might have been selling these slaves to, I think is worth knowing. Also, where his boss... Well,
Pallid.
Yeah, there was a fellow named Pallid who was the second in command of this
Drow
organization.
who was doing this type of
Yes, a drow elf. And we gone missing. We
Also-
need to track him down.
What was that group of the purple?
The black armor with the hammer symbol on it.
Yes, we were looking for them. So we were trying to figure out where they went off to.
They were the only people in the struggle that were not running or doing anything else. They were kind of watching and just kind of observing. It was very, very odd.
Okay, you've got a long list of questions, it looks like, to get through.
We've got all day.
Oh, and where was Milton sold? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one right there.
Going out on a limb here with this one, I'm just curious. You said that they were doing mind control stuff. Is there any way to just mind control him and make him tell you?
Is he wearing a collar?
I reach into my hair and pull out one of the collars.
Oh,
Guys, I still have it.
Are we
allowed
not
to
be a
use
buzzkill.
that?
Is this legal to mind control somebody?
I'm a results man.
Okay. All right. Well, as
Are
long as
you
we
the
have
sheriff?
Yeah, I was going to say, and Aaeowyn also, this would be using magic to compel somebody. Is this something we should be
Oh,
doing?
I would know if this is against the ORE's regulations. So is it?
This is effed up.
I don't know. A moral question.
I'd say
she would never break the rules of the ORE. Aaeowyn would not. She would not.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not up for mind controlling anybody at this point after having gone through it. It's not worthwhile.
I'd prefer to try a conventional interrogation first. Let me have a chat with this man. I'm very persuasive.
Just remember, 4 fingers. You'll get pretty much anything you want.
You have your methods and I have.
Can I say hi to the kobolds?
Yeah. While they're having this argument, you wander over to the jail cell.
Does she recognize me?
She's asleep. She's like all cuddled up in the nest.
There's a little ray of sunlight just like on her face. The dust mote dancing.
Do you want to like knock on the bars and say anything to her, or are you just gonna watch her sleep?
I'll let her sleep for now.
Okay.
Little Caritica.
She's so cute.
Okay. So Cassian, you're taking a crack at it?
Yeah, let's do an interrogation scene. Let's I say, can I be?
swinging.
Oh, I can do thaumaturgy around and make it look even cooler.
I say, is there some way we can set this up so that I can be in there talking with him and you can see and hear us, but he can't? If there was some sort of window that only let light in one way, if the other way it reflected it, that would be really helpful right now.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just my
I mean,
ideas.
you
for
could go in
inventions.
another room. We could stand outside the door.
Yeah, let's do that. So, are there any other rooms in this jailhouse? It's just the
Nope.
one, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
You can all go stand outside.
Yeah, there's
Just
a
look in through the window.
Let's blindfold him, and you guys can pretend to leave the room and close the door.
Listen, he's been pretty cooperative.
Yeah.
I'm still around him. I'd say, hey, you want to just help us out?
What do you want to know?
In this order, where was Milton Whittigan sold, and where would Pallid have fled to?
And who are those people?
Oh yes, and who were the people in the black armor?
Before we do this, I'm going to walk up to him, because I am level 3 now. I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Alright.
15-foot radius, all have to save or they are unable to lie. And I'm aware if they've saved or not. The creature cannot lie.
I shuffle 15 feet away from, or 16 feet away.
I also shuffle.
Yeah,
Well, it's a 15-foot radius.
Yes,
right?
15-foot
Okay.
radius.
Is it like anyone who enters into the zone
All
can't
in
lie?
or enter the zone have to save or are unable to lie. And this lasts 10 minutes.
So I'm gonna sit him down at the desk and get him a glass of water, and then I'm gonna just back 16 feet away and just sit down. So let's talk.
Count it out.
So remember that he is bound. He won't be able to do anything with a glass of water.
that's fine.
I'm
Just-
more than
it's
happy to stay in there and
psychological.
help him.
Okay.
I will stay in the room.
What's the DC?
DC is 13, and it is a wisdom save, I believe.
He does not make the save.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, it's a charisma save.
Doesn't matter. He still didn't make the save.
I just learned this spell.
That's great.
I say, so if you, I make sure that I'm 16 feet away. I say, if you help us out here, We can make this easier on you. We can make sure that your trial goes smoothly and you're given leniency. So why don't you just tell us first of all where
10 minutes.
where would an underperforming fighter have been sold as a slave?
Can you speak up a bit? You're kind of far away.
Where would I don't want to wake up the kobold. Where would an underperforming fighter have been sold as a slave? I say it loud enough to be heard.
Where would they be sold?
Yeah, to whom would he have been sold?
Oh, okay. I was going to say where, like at the ring is where they're sold.
Do you have, by any chance, any family members in bartending who maybe tend bar in small towns? Anyone? Just
Why?
remind
Why
me
are
of
we
someone,
asking
that's
him
all.
that?
Why? What do you want?
Time is
No.
of the essence.
10 minutes! You've got 10 minutes.
No, just information for now, thank you.
He would have been sold to one of the guests of Dr. Scotch.
Are there any records of that?
No, he purposely didn't keep records
Okay.
to avoid.
Even for blackmail purposes or something?
Next question. What was the next question?
Well,
where can we find
would
Pallid?
Yeah, where would Pallid have fled to?
Pallid's kept rooms off the premises. He didn't stay there.
Yes. Do you know
Do you know
where?
anything about
No,
where?
he didn't tell anybody.
Okay. Do you know anything about the black armored group with the what was it? Purple hammer symbol.
A yellow hammer.
A yellow hammer symbol.
The tempered steel.
The tempered steel. What do you know about them? Tell us all you can.
All I know is they're a mercenary group.
That's it. You don't know anything about their leadership, the structure, the.
How long have they been coming to the pit fights?
Since the beginning.
Have they ever bought a slave?
No,
Do they recruit in any way from the fighters there?
not that I know
Do
of.
they ever make wages?
Like place bets?
Yes.
I don't know.
Do you know which of the guests were regulars that would have bought a lot of slaves?
No one ever bought more than one.
They were only ever given one.
Do you, Aaeowyn, in the book, I'm assuming it said there was a record of at least the date that Milton was sold, right?
Was that true?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So I asked him about that. I say, what do you remember about the slave that was sold on this day?
Or anything that was weird on that day.
It was pretty normal.
You don't recall anything about who purchased?
Do you remember who the slave fought? I mean, you did outfit them.
That was almost a month ago.
Was there anyone else in the organization besides you and Pallid and Scotch?
And the mind controlled.
Right.
There were the folks who ran the bets.
Oh right. Yeah.
Sure.
And that was it. It was pretty.
Scotch was Scotch the top, or was there someone that was feeding him money?
As far as I know, Scotch
Which is
was.
not a top. Please.
As far as I know, Scotch was the man in power.
Do you know by any chance why they selected Stoneport? It is Stoneport, right? I got that right.
Stone's Throw.
No.
Stone's Throw is where we are now.
Oh.
The city that it was
It was
in.
outside
called-
Stone.
Oh yeah. Oh, where was this place located? This arena that we went to?
Underground.
Yes.
It was hollowed out in
Yes.
in one of the quarries.
Near Stonesport.
Stoneport?
Stoneport. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that simply because it was a space where there was a lot of hollowed out underground places, or was there any other reason why they selected Stoneport?
That I don't know.
Could you give us a detailed area where? I mean, I know it was underground, but where it might be located outside, or where in Stoneport it might be, so we can send the authorities there.
I honestly can't. I never saw. There was no way in or out except for the magical doors.
And just because I know she'll ask, how did you feel about being swaddled? Did you feel any connection with Olash at all?
She was surprisingly gentle.
Okay. Yes. She'd love to hear that.
In a rating of like out of 10, how likely would you be to either be swaddled or recommend the swaddling to your friends?
I don't find I'm in situations very often where swaddling comes up.
But if you had to.
Okay. Well, you've been very helpful.
Just one more question. What's the connection to Big Outhouse?
Yeah. We know there's something here.
He hid the doors in outhouses because it was a place no one would look.
They're very low trafficked areas.
Well, not a lot of people casting magic spells on
is
them, I
true.
assume. Except for wizards playing pranks on each other at university.
Yeah.
Just casting gust of wind.
Yeah. Well, thank you
that's a
very
foul
much.
wind.
You've been very helpful. I guess put
Kind
him
of.
in a cell, Kesto. We're done with him, I think.
Honestly, he wasn't that helpful. I don't think you need to go too easy on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for telling me how to do my job.
Anytime.
Kesto, could you come over here? I need some help with these ropes.
With
The ropes to untie him so we can put him in the thing. I can't get your knot untied.
Okay, Kesto comes over.
And I say to him, so, out of 10, how much do you like us?
And he's under the truth thing. Roll, roll.
He makes his save.
I know what he does. So
Yeah. You recognize that he's about
might tell
to
the
possibly
truth
lie
anyway.
or might.
And he says,
be honest.
Is 10 the I like you the most part?
If you want it to be.
Yes, just for the sake of this, yes.
It's a negative number.
Oh, that's pretty honest, actually. Still need help with these, though. My
Yeah,
fingers and stuff.
he pushes you out of the way
Okay.
and quickly unties the knots, sort of lifts the quartermaster up by the scruff of his neck, goes over, unlocks the cell, throws
with
him
the
in.
kobold?
Yeah, with the kobold. He only has one cell.
All right.
We're starting Arkham Asylum in this place.
So let's reconvene outside the jailhouse just so that these people don't overhear. And I say to the group, it seems to me that regardless of what else we're trying to do next, we want to find Pallid.
Before we leave, Olash, did you have any parting words for the kobolds? For
Yeah,
Kurnitikot?
Kariktakot does wake up when,
Yeah.
When he gets
when the
thrown
cell
in
is
there.
open.
Does she
and he's going-
recognize me?
She sort of like her head pops up and she looks around and scans the room sort of groggily, like blinking, and then no emotion on her face, but she does settle on you.
She's imprinting.
I blow her a kiss. And I whisper, I'll be back.
Okay.
Now
She
we're
just
back up.
stares.
Okay.
And then stares
And
at the guy in the car. Oh, God.
She doesn't look at him.
I tell her she's ranked number 1.
Wow.
She sort of slowly opens her jaw and then goes, I not know meaning.
I say, trust me, you're better off.
I think she understood Olash. Let's head out.
Thank you, Kesto.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick strategy session here. I think it seems like the only lead we really have to go on is to try to find these tempered steel people and see
Well,
what they know about this whole business.
Also, I was going to ask Fizweef about the magical implements that I have.
Oh, yes.
Maybe he could use that to try to find.
I need to buy some
To
potions
track
and
them
such.
down.
Yes.
Good thinking. Yeah, so Fizzweave's next, I guess.
And by the way, I did blow a very high level spell there, so I'm going to be down a bit, but it'll be good. We got some good
I
information.
think we'll have time to rest up before we do whatever else we're doing. I think.
Alright, let's go over to see Fizzweave.
Let's.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes.
Also, I am scanning the road for any horses.
You leave the guardhouse. You head on over to Fizzweave's shop, which is open. There are a couple other people in there.
Any horses?
There are no horses. Certainly not that horse.
Of course not.
Jellybean is nowhere in sight. And you go on into Fizzweave's, and there he is. He's behind the counter, and he says, "Oh well, hello. You all look pretty good. How did everything go? Please dish."
Yarfik Stormhammer, nice to meet you.
Puts his hand out. He shakes your hand.
This is our friend who we were asking you to help us rescue, so great success on that front.
Thank you very much, Fizweef.
I heard about the adventures. Your magic is amazing, my friend. It's amazing.
Thank you very much. Tell me, did you figure out what made that portal? Where'd that come from?
I pulled the wand from my hair, and here it is. Yes, they were using this wand to conjure the door, to conjure the portal.
Are you like holding it out above your head?
I'm
He's
raising
like-
it up really triumphantly.
He's jumping up and down and like,
Oh,
oh.
sorry. There you go. There you go, bud.
So he grabs it, and he just starts like holds it between his fingertips, and he's looking and he's like, oh my god, this is incredible. You can really feel the juice coming off of this guy.
Yeah, same. I could also feel that.
And he goes, oh well, I definitely have to study this for a little while to figure out exactly what they did to it. But oh man, this is quite a find.
Yeah, I found it, sir. I also found a scroll with a bunch of spells on it, and I was going to copy them into my spell book. It was a really cool day.
Really good adventure.
On top of that, though, they were using mind control magic to keep these fighters in line.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow, that is
Yeah, and then
not
I
legal.
pulled a ruby rod out of my hair. They were using this on the collars. They had collars, and they were using this to.
You have a collar too.
Oh, and I pulled the collar out of my hair. And they were using this on the collars, and I like latch it and unlatch it, latch it and unlatch it, latch it and unlatch it, and then and they were using the ring off my finger.
There's two.
There's two. There were two rings. They were using these to control the people. They were like using this. I found a bunch of cool stuff. I was hoping, that wand, I already gave it to you, but I was hoping that maybe we could trade for a couple things. Like, I'll let you have these because I have no use for them anymore, but maybe some potions or anything?
This is well,
magical that could help us out? For a level 3 ORE member?
I think I've got some things that might actually be better than a potion, if you're interested, my lady.
I'd totally be interested.
I also might be interested in some of these things. Or something. Your rabbit's a little loud today.
The owl's fluttering around.
Yeah. Rah-Rah's in there, and he just goes,
Oh, that's the owl you told me about.
Yes.
So he goes, I'll be right back. And he rushes into the back. He comes back out with some stuff in his arms, and he goes, okay.
Aaeowyn, calm down.
This is so exciting.
Stop punching the air, Aaeowyn.
You have got, first of all, what are you willing to trade?
What are we...
I'm willing to buy... I can buy some things if we need
Wand
to.
to lock and unlock the magical
Right,
collars.
well, we don't need any of this stuff anymore,
Well, don't
really.
say that's not how you begin a negotiation,
Oh,
Aaeowyn.
right.
You don't
Plus,
start by telling them that it's
We
no
also
use
don't
to-
know what the blue ring is.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't figure out what the blue ring does. We were hoping you could maybe figure that out for us. But also, there's an owner of this magic wand. His name is Pallid.
Pallid.
He was the one who's kidnapping the people. We were hoping you could maybe try to figure out a way to track him down.
Yes.
Because it was his wand.
Yes.
He kept it on him at all times.
But we were willing to part with any of these magical items once we maybe know the properties of the blue ring.
I mean, if it's really nice.
Okay, well, let me walk you through some of the things I've got here.
I love it when they walk people through things.
Yes.
If you remember the item I used to determine the spell that was used on the outhouse.
Could I see that
My
item?
arcane diviner.
The Arcane Diviner, that was so cool! I remember that!
It is of my own design. It's something I built. I could certainly build another one if you were willing to part with these things. I've got that. I've got a bag of holding. And the good sir, the potion of invisibility that you were very interested in the other day. I've got that as well.
And what might you want in trade for those things?
Well,
What you've seen here.
I would be willing to give you the arcane diviner and the bag of holding for the wand, the ring, the collar, and the rod.
I'm just nodding like a
And
lot.
because I'm a very nice man, I will also identify any magical items that you found along the way.
I love it.
I don't know if we
I
can
like it.
give up the ring before we know what it does. It might be worth more
Well, he's
than
talking
the
about
rest
the
of it.
red ring, right? Not the blue ring.
Oh,
Correct.
then okay, that seems fair to me. That seems
Yeah, that
like a
seems
fair
pretty
trade.
fair as well.
And then how much is for the potion of invisibility?
That's still a lot,
The
right?
potion of invisibility is 180 gold pieces.
How much is the bag of holding by itself? I'm just wondering that. Sorry to make you look. I know you have to go through your register and everything. So.
This place is so cool. Olash, did you see the owl?
I did. That was no kobold.
No, I know, but it's still cool.
Snap!
It's a
Is this the
bird.
beginning of the
Olash.
first rift between Aaeowyn and Olash?
Olash, how does he rate?
Owl
I
bad,
haven't-
owl
I
good?
don't know if I've seen his butt yet.
Olash, do you remember owl bad or owl good?
Owl good.
Yes! Oh, this is such a good day.
I'm just excited to see Aaeowyn so excited.
Yeah, it's good to see you get to geek out a little bit like this.
Yes.
This is just the coolest
She's been
place.
doing so much reading.
Well, she had a new scroll and a book to go through.
I'm poking with potions.
I don't have it right on me. It's expensive.
Just like
Okay, so
opening
either
them
way,
up
that's
and
fine, that's-
sniffing them.
The other thing, Aaeowyn,
Yes,
you still have the book that has all the names in it.
yes.
Maybe he can help us track them by using the book as well, because it has stuff written down in it. Maybe I don't know.
Is that a thing you're able to do?
That is not a thing.
Okay. I didn't know. I'm not a wizard. I just felt I could do everything.
Clearly, that's not a thing he's able to do, Yarfik. That's obvious. Right? You're right.
Where did we land on him being able to track based on the wand or the rod?
The rod, I mean, there's really nothing that's like tied to a person
Yes.
on it.
But the wand.
The wand, it just feels like a pull towards, like right now it feels like it's pulling towards the outhouse.
Oh, great. Okay, so he could probably do that.
He's in the outhouse. The one place we would never think to
I mean, I'm not one for negotiation, and I know that I want all that stuff. So I'm like, it's a deal.
Easy.
Right. Okay, we're not gonna
Easy.
huddle, but I can yell.
Yes, exactly.
But it's a deal. It's a deal, Fizzweave. You're the best.
Okay, so
All right.
Magical diviner, I can tell what things are.
First, you get the bag of holding.
Oh, that's where all of our stuff's going into now.
The arcane diviner, I'll give you a sheet for that later, but we'll just deal with it otherwise. And he also takes the 2 magical items that you found on your way. So one is the ring and one is the water skein.
What? That was magical.
It was fancy, so.
Oh.
So the ring is a ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
The ring that we have now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the blue, the
So
silver
that seems
band
like
with the blue
obviously an
gem.
Aaeowyn item.
You can read out what it does.
Cool. So this ring stores spells, so I can cast a ring into the spell, so I don't have to spend time.
You can cast a spell into the ring.
Yes, I can cast a ring into the spell, and I can I don't have to spend time doing
Literally in your book, you can actually have it. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's cool. The spell uses the slot level, spell save DC, spell's attack bonus, and spellcasting ability of the original caster, but is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell. The spell cast from this ring is no longer stored in it, freeing up space. So this means that I can cast it into a spell, then rest, then have more spells.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Very nice.
And then the other one is a decanter of endless water.
Ooh.
The stoppered flask sloshes when shaken as if it contains water. The decanter weighs 2 pounds. You can use an action to remove the stopper and speak one of 3 command words, whereupon an amount of fresh water or salt water, your choice, pours out of the flask. The water stops pouring out at the start of your next turn. Choose from the following options. Stream produces 1 gallon of water. Fountain produces 5 gallons of water. And geyser produces 30 gallons of water that gushes forth in a geyser 30 feet long and 1 foot wide.
That's funny.
As a bonus action while holding the decanter, you can aim the geyser at a creature, and it has to succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw, or take 1d4 bludgeoning damage and fall prone.
Wow.
I love this thing.
Wow.
Awesome.
So you have you've given over the items that you had. He's given you the bag of holding, the arcane diviner, and he's identified the 2 other items that you found. Is there anything else I can get for you fine folk?
Do you have any more healing potions lying around?
Oh, absolutely. I always do.
Yeah.
How many do you need?
How many do you have? Or what? Let me ask. Is it just regular basic potions, or do you have some higher level ones?
Just the regular ones right now. Just regular potions of healing.
How many do you have?
I've got 3 in stock.
I'll take all 3.
That'll be 150 gold pieces.
Never mind. I will take 2.
That'll be 100 gold pieces.
That I can do.
I just want to shake your hand.
There we go.
Okay, cool. So you've got 2 potions of healing.
Yep.
He says, absolutely, good lady. Shakes hands. He says, by the way, I should let you know that I alerted the ORE on your behalf after I saw everything go down at the outhouse. That was some weird stuff, and I just
Most
figured
things at the outhouse are
that
weird.
they should send someone into town to look out. So they should be coming into town sometime tomorrow. They'll probably want to speak with you.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
So we've got a town meeting, and we've got you meeting with the ORE.
Oh, we've got a busy day ahead of us.
So I want to pay him for the healing potion and get my mandolin back.
Okay.
And I'm also going to buy a second potion from him. So they're 50 each, right?
Correct, yeah. So it'll be 100 gold.
Well, I was going to share the potions with the party. I don't need them.
Well, but now you have
You don't need
more.
them right now, but they're
Yeah.
for emergencies.
Exactly.
It's insurance, is what it is.
I'm flicking the ring a little bit. It's just so cool.
Put it on.
So
Put
he,
it on.
Yep, I tie it in my hair.
There you go.
Tie it.
The ring does require attunement, by the way, so you'll have to sit with it for sort of a half hour or so, and focus on it and sort of bond with it.
Oh.
Before you can use it, so you can't start casting spells on it right away.
Okay.
The other thing I would ask is, are you in the business of perhaps adding a magical aura or anything else to weapons?
Oh, I am not an enchanter.
Okay, did not know. Is there anyone in town that can do that?
No.
That's what I figured, but I just figured I'd ask.
Well, I suppose, I don't know if there's much more we can do with you. Olash, did you want anything magical?
I don't think so.
Maybe
Do you
a
have
cloak or a cape or something.
Might you know how long it would take for you to figure out this wand business?
It's hard to say until I really sit down and start doing it. I probably won't be able to start until I close up the shop later on.
I mean, we're going to be here for at least another day.
Yeah,
anyway,
for
right?
sure.
So
we can come
it
back.
Take at least that long.
Yeah, we will be back anyway. This is you've got a really
You
nice
won't be able to keep
operation
her away.
running.
She'll probably be here when you open tomorrow.
Okay, I'd like
It's good
to
for
know-
business to have someone that excited around.
I'll be telling people about it for sure. I want to copy the spells into my spellbook, so
Yeah.
I definitely want
I need to go
take a
talk
break.
to the blacksmith if I can, and maybe stop by the temple afterwards, but that's just me.
Yeah, how long do we have before the meeting?
The meeting is the next day.
Oh, it's to the
We got
next
time.
day. Okay.
We got nothing but time.
Can I ask, and let me know if I have to make a check for this, do I know anything about the Tempered Steel? organization?
Roll an intelligence check with proficiency.
Ooh.
Yeah, Cassian spent some time in a mercenary company, so I'm thinking he might know just from like tradecraft or whatever.
You ran into
Know
him a
about
couple
the
times.
competition. Okay, so that's a 19.
Yeah, you've heard of the Tempered Steel. You've never, the Nine Lives never had a run-in with them, but you've definitely heard stories, and you recognize that symbol. They are made up mostly of paladins, fighters, and clerics. It's a lot of like strength-based people.
Okay.
They revere strength. They are all beholden to the goddess Nicole, who's the goddess of strength and storms. And they are regimented, militaristic, serious business folk.
Would you say they're like a bigger deal like than the Nine Lives? They're like larger or more respected outfit?
Respected isn't necessarily the word I would use. They are half respected, half feared.
Okay.
A lot of people consider them fanatical in their devotion to their god.
And would I know anything about like how to get in touch with them, where they are headquartered, anything like
Nothing
that?
in particular, nothing outside of like the usual pathways of trying to get in touch with a mercenary.
But I am familiar enough with those pathways that I could put the word out if I
Yeah,
wanted
you could
to.
put out feelers.
Awesome. As long as we're talking about like what everybody wants to do in town, Cassian wants some fancier clothes. He's sick of being in his adventuring duds this whole time.
Maybe because someone's sister might be stopping by.
I mean, yeah, you gotta look fresh for the townsfolk, absolutely.
Is there like a
A tailor.
Zara or an H&M in
I'm gonna
in this
visit a
town?
tailor,
Is that-
yeah, or whatever.
Are we splitting the party up?
So you're going to medieval Forever 21?
I mean, we don't need to play that out necessarily.
Forever
I'm just letting you know what
1221.
I'm doing with my time, with my
Yeah.
downtime.
Let's try. It's all business what we're taking care of right now,
Yeah.
right? So we can try to do it really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go to the tailor and we do like a little like trying on clothes montage.
Another
Cassie keeps
montage.
Walking
We do a
out
bunch
and,
of
like,
thumbs
doing a
up and
twirl
some-
Yeah.
they're
You're
like
the
wincing
best.
and shaking
Around.
their heads.
No one's gonna ever hold you.
Olash ranks how my butt looks in each one, I'm sure.
I have like cards that I hold up, but I don't know what the numbers are.
So I'm just really confused. I'm like looking at
A couple
like,
times
wait,
Aaeowyn just
really?
like turns them so they're actually up right side out.
I thought this one was good.
Infinity. Oh no,
No,
that's
it's
an
an 8.
Oh, that's 9. Oh, that's a 6.
What do you settle on?
I settle on a set of clothes with red. They're like black, mostly black, but with like red and gold trim. And that includes like a sort of a short cape, like a
capelet?
like, yeah, kind of like it sort of goes like over
Like Shazam?
one shoulder and then like drapes down like about to butt height, and it's got my personal Cassian von Daemos crest on. I have them stitch
Okay.
monogram it.
Well, yeah, you wait around while they embroider that on for you.
Yeah.
So you're decked out in some fresh new duds.
It takes me how long to copy this?
For a job like that, it's 15 gold pieces. So subtract that from what you got. 'Cause you bought off the rack. Like you're just paying extra for the embroidery.
How long does it take him to do this? 'Cause-
That all told, probably about an hour or so.
okay, it takes me a half hour to copy a spell into my spell book. So can I use this time to do that?
You're sitting in the shop just copying.
Yeah. I keep looking up. No, yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, realistically, it'll be like 45 minutes because of the cantrip as well.
No, for each spell, it takes a half hour.
So the cantrip only takes 15 minutes to put in.
Yeah,
no, but
so-
I gain.
So you're getting mage armor
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
and then Ray of Frost as well.
And Ray of Frost. Okay, so now I have it, and that costs gold pieces as well. So I don't remember how much. But
It is, I believe, 50 gold pieces so it'll be 50 gold pieces for mage armor, in terms of like the papers and the inks that you need. And then 25 gold pieces for the cantrip. We'll call
okay,
that.
so 75 total.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm down to 102 gold pieces.
Yeah, so you've copied in your new spells. You've got your new spells. You can fire off some Rays of Frost whenever you like. Mage armor obviously will take a spell slot
Yes.
if you want to pump that bad boy out there. You've got your new duds. What next?
Did you want to do anything?
I don't think so.
I was going to go to the blacksmith, and I was going to ask him if he could put an image of a horse being punched on my shield.
You leave the tailor, and you start walking down to the part of town where the blacksmith is. Cassian, you remember it well, because you were there not too long ago getting the Frosted Flake. So you start walking down that way. There's a distinct, like, scent in the air. The blacksmith is right next to a tannery, so there's just sort
Nice.
of that sort of smell. There's across the street from there is like a general store where one of the big things they make is soap. So there's this weird conflicting smell of soap versus like leather.
It's lye and leather. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh.
And there are scant people on the road, people sort of walking around, and you guys sort of just come right up to the edge of where the tannery is when you hear someone very loudly go, "There she is!" And you look down the road for the source of the noise, and it's Terry.
Is that the guy that peed himself?
Yeah.
Hi, Terry.
Hey, piss boy!
You embarrassed me in front of all those people.
You embarrassed yourself.
Yarfik, let's let Olash.
Oh, no.
Shut up, little one.
I'm sorry. Can we just recap what happened with Terry? Why did I make him pee himself?
He was the one who was super racist to you.
Okay, I thought so. I just wanted.
He
I
was the first one who was super racist.
I don't
to you.
normally make people pee themselves unless they're racist.
That's
to me.
me.
Yeah,
I usually do the peeing.
So
And
I just
Cassian
wanted to
knocked him
double
out.
check.
Yeah. He was the one in the bar.
Well, you were pretty mean to me.
You deserved it.
Oh.
Excuse me?
For what? Existing?
Yeah. Get out of our town, or we'll make you.
Who's we?
Olash, do you
And
want to
then
take care of this?
And then from each side of the street, 2 more people
Wow.
come out.
A big man that needs other people to
Alright,
help him
well-
out when he's so damn impotent.
I punched Terry in the face.
Oh, so you're gonna rush forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's.
Another map.
Change
in the map.
the map, change.
I'm getting pretty fed up.
Fighting in the street.
My fuse is getting shorter for
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Just like real quick, as you're gearing up to charge, I just ask real quick, like, do you want our help with this, or do you want to mop the floor with these 3 dudes yourself?
Was it 2 from each side?
Yeah, so it's 5 guys.
It's
Oh,
5.
it's 5. Okay,
Five?
we should help.
I'll take help.
So this guy's Terry.
Fuck that guy. Look at him. He looks stupid.
He does. Olash, I support this, but just don't kill anyone, okay? Go for unconscious.
Okay.
It took the words right out of my mouth.
So you rush forward. So you
I
can't
can't
quite
punch
reach him
Okay.
unless you rage.
Alright, I'm gonna rage.
Oh, God.
So you rage. You rush right up into his grill.
And I punch.
Are you punching him or are you swinging with your axe?
I'm punching.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a d20.
Nat 1.
So, you go into a rage and you just take off like a marathon runner, like hands pointed, just pumping, going forward, and you like cock your hand back like 10 feet in front of him, and then you slip in horse shit, and you face plant.
God damn it, Jelly
You
Bean!
take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as your nose connects with the cobblestones.
Oh, no.
And now we need to roll initiative.
God damn it, Jelly Bean.
Just what was the spell I learned?
Mage armor.
18.
18.
11.
24.
Whoa!
23.
Jeez.
Okay. So Cassian is up first.
Okay, Cassian is gonna real quick get out of his fancy clothes because he's gonna pull his fancy shirt and pants off and just get down to his skivvies, but with shield and ring.
Okay, so that's your entire turn then.
Yeah.
They have to roll for being charmed. Cassian's a handsome devil.
Sorry, and while I'm doing this, I'm yelling, "I'll be right there, Olash! I just got these. I cannot mess them up."
I can press a digitation you.
Oh, you can.
Yes.
Oh.
To clean it, yeah.
To clean it, but not if it's
But
like,
not to fix it.
Not if it's
torn.
or anything.
I can't risk it.
Okay.
So that's it?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Changing clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So next up is the bad guys.
Los malos.
So,
Actually, wait. Sorry, real quick. Do I have time to throw a vicious mockery out in the midst of this? No. Damn.
no, your full action is taken up by doffing
It's
your
new
clothing and
buttons
donning your armor.
He has to be proficient at taking off clothes, though. Like, there has to be something.
It should be a bonus action.
I mean, if there was a chance I might fail, I would definitely have proficiency.
Yeah.
But
Well, I feel like it's a bonus action to take off your clothes. It's now a full action to put them back on, because you're not really good at putting them on.
prone. Terry comes forward just to punch straight down at the back of your head. Rolls a 17, but he has advantage since you're prone. So you take, what is that? That is 1 point of bludgeoning damage as he hits you in the back of the head and just sort of like grinds your nose into the cobblestones.
Hitting a face down person.
His boys all just sort of hang back, and they're all just like, yeah, Terry, you get her. You show her what it means to be an actual person. Kick her out of town. So they're just like, they're just hype manning.
Are they all
right
human? Now. Are any of them like elves or dwarves or any?
3 of them are human. 1 of them is a dwarf.
Oh, I'm gonna take him down so hard.
So next up is Olash.
Okay, so can I get up and punch again?
So yeah, you can get up. It takes half your movement.
Are we doing this unarmed? Is that what we're doing?
I don't want to kill anybody. Right now I'm gonna punch. What do I add for just punching?
Your strength modifier and your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so...
Does it rage give a bonus?
Rage also gives you a bonus
raging,
to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I rolled over a 20.
Okay, yeah, you hit. So what's your strength modifier?
4.
4? Okay, so he takes 5 points of damage as you pop up to your feet, and as he's sort of still in that position of like swinging down, you swing up and hit him right in the gut.
Next up is me.
Next up is Aaeowyn.
I'm going to go forward just enough so I can like see the whole group over there. Do any of them, like Terry's pants, are they with a drawstring? How are they held up?
They are, yes, they are held up with a drawstring.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and undo the drawstring.
Okay, roll a dexterity check.
Okay. 9 plus 1, 10.
Okay, so you cast Mage Hand, and it's just, it's the first time you've used this spell.
Yes, it is.
It's, is this a first level spell?
This is a cantrip.
Okay, cool. Just make it sure. Because otherwise there'd have to be a word.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you cast Mage Hand. It's the first time you've used it, so you're not quite as dexterous
Guys,
as you'd hope to be
watch
with
this.
it. So you're just sort of like pawing at his junk with a ghostly hand.
Still distracting.
Yeah, it's distracting for sure.
Disadvantage for him.
But he is still more taken up with like the meaty fist that's in his stomach right now.
That would have been cool.
Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else to
Yarfik.
do.
I'm gonna move all the way up using a dash.
Okay.
And get right next to her.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Cassian.
Okay, I'm gonna head towards the action. Yeah, I'm gonna get as close to it as I can to the fight. And while I'm running up, I'm gonna say, "Hey Terry, looks like Aaeowyn's having some trouble finding what you're packing." And vicious mockery him.
What's the DC?
13.
Whew, that's a 1.
All right.
Ooh.
So go ahead and roll damage.
His penis literally shrinks. That's what the critical failure does.
That's 4 damage.
Great. So yeah, Terry hears that and he's like, "What?" And next up is the bad guys. So Terry is going to swing back at you, Olash.
He's got disadvantage on this because Shield of the Faithful, because she's within 5 feet of me. So
Okay.
I basically throw up my shield and knock him away.
Is Shield of the Faithful, is that something you can invoke as a reaction?
It's a reaction, yeah.
He rolled an 18 on the first one and a 15 on the second one. So that would be a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So he hits. So you throw up your shield, and he just sort of like you're on the right of Olash. So you throw up your shield, but he's swinging with his right arm facing her.
Okay.
So he gets around the edge of it, and you take once again 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I always forget this though. When I'm raging, I have resistance to bludgeoning.
You do, but you can't take half of 1 point of
Okay.
damage. So it's just 1 point
Right.
of damage.
So okay, so just 1.
So that's him. Now his friends are going to get into the mix. These two are just going right up on you, Yarfik, because
Which one's
you're
the
right in
dwarf?
their face. Dwarf is the one with the hammer,
Oh, he's going down.
and he is going to use his hammer.
Oh, they're bringing weapons in.
Fisticuffs
They
has
are.
turned into weapons.
I was just there to back you up. I wasn't going to be
So the first one is an 11 to hit,
Nope.
which does not hit. The second one is a 12 to hit, which does not hit. So they rush up, but they miss with both attacks.
He already had his shield up, so he probably.
Yep.
Other two, one is going to advance onto Olash and misses big time. The other one advances onto Cassian.
No, that's me. I'm Aaeowyn. Oh no! Oh,
that's
he's in front.
Cassian.
Oh yes!
Yeah, that's my
And that's a 10, so that's a miss as well.
Yes.
So they've all entered the fray. Olash, you're up.
I'm gonna draw my axe for pulling weapons out, but I'm not gonna I'm gonna just try to.
Subdual damage.
Yeah. Still going after Terry. 10 plus 6 is 16, 18.
That hits.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He is taking damage. Aaeowyn.
I don't want to move, and I'm going to try. I'm going to cast Sleep on. Is that in a. Hold on, that's in a radius, is it? Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius of conscious creatures.
You could put it back here.
Yeah, I could put it back there to try to get the 4 of them.
So
Just in a-
you'd probably be able to get 3 of them maximum.
Okay, then I'll get 3 of them maximum.
Okay. So yeah, you roll 5d8. That maximum. And that is the number of hit points that you can put to sleep. Starting with the creature with the lowest hit points, it starts to consume all of that essentially. Is that 5 or 4?
4.
That's 4. Okay.
I need one more. Oh, yay. Okay. 30.
You have to say a magic word.
Oh, sleep doesn't have a magic word yet. Rafalka!
So you put out your hands, you say Rafalka, and this sort of orb, 20-foot radius orb, appears behind where... did you want these 3 or these? I'm assuming you want Terry either way.
Terry's going down. But I'll go for the ones... Yeah, these 3. The middle 3, because then it'll leave 1 for both Cassian and...
Got it. So with 30, first that dude falls backward asleep. Then Terry falls backward asleep.
Does he pee himself?
I can make it happen though.
Cassian's gonna run up with a glass of warm water.
The other one remains awake.
Cool. And then I go... Yeah, I don't know. I'll just move a bit over here just for the fun of it.
Yarfik.
I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to touch... Or sorry, I don't have to touch her. I can just look at her. I cast Shield of Faith on Olash. So
What does that do?
That gives her +2 AC for the duration. And then I'm...
Is it a concentration spell, or what is the duration?
Duration is 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that'll last for a while.
Oh, school time is 1 bonus.
So you can cast it as a bonus action. You can still do something normal.
Right, so I can do something normal, and then I'm going to... I'm going to take my hammer out as well. Look at the dwarf. Just jab him with it. I'm not trying to do... I'm just doing bludgeoning, trying to do some dual damage.
Okay.
That is a 16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
5.
So you...
And I turn to him and I say, this was between a person and a jackass. Let's all back out.
Shield of Faith is a first level spell?
Yes, it is. So it needs a... Well,
Needs a word.
Shield of Faith is Profos.
Okay, write it down.
With one hand, you draw your warhammer. With the other hand, you put it out to your left, and you say Profos. And Olash, you just feel this sort of like radiant energy flow over you, and you know that your defensive capabilities are bolstered. And then Yarfik, you put both hands on your hammer, and you just jab it forward, and you catch that dwarf in the tummy.
Catch that dwarf in the tongue.
Cassian.
Name is Tim. Okay, cool question. So I don't really want to kill these guys, so I'm thinking I probably didn't take my rapier. What I'm thinking about doing is having my sling with a rock in it and just kind of like whirling it and using it as like a club. Is that
would be
kosher?
Yeah, you can do that. You are not proficient in that, so you wouldn't be able to add your proficiency bonus to your attacks.
What about if I bash him with my shield? Can I use my proficiency for that?
Yeah, you're proficient in the use of a
Okay,
shield.
then I guess I'm just going in with just a shield and a free hand then, and my war horn for spell casting. So I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on this guy who's in front of me.
Okay.
Basically, I speak, but his brain translates what he's hearing into like something that just like assaults him to the very core of his soul, and he is. If he fails his save, he's going to be overcome with terror and run away from me.
Your dog ran away because of your personality. It hates you.
Your friends are sick of hearing that story.
He definitely failed his DC.
Okay.
Because he rolled a 2.
3d6 psychic damage.
I think you've got enough D6 there.
Yeah. Okay, he takes 15 psychic damage.
Holy crap.
So,
Bad at whittling.
is this a first level spell or
Yes.
higher? What's the word?
Oh, blaffish.
So you say blaffish, and then this like smoke starts to pour forth from your mouth, and it just sounds like this like. It just sort of flows forward and into his ears. As he just sort of starts to shake his head and like bat at his ears with his hands, he drops his weapon, and he just sort of like starts holding his head, trying to stop it, and just going, no, it was me. I did it.
Oh, God.
It was me.
Oh, wow.
I did it.
Oh, wow.
And then he just drops to the ground.
Jeez.
I didn't kill him. That might have been a little bit of overkill.
He's going to be in an asylum for the rest of his life.
So he is...
Falling into the doors of the blacksmith shop.
So,
Can I get a spare the dying over here?
so he is unconscious. 2 of your foes are asleep, and you've got 2 more that are still awake, and it is the bad guy's turn. So
You guys want to keep fighting, do you?
the guy that you hit in the stomach takes a swing at you and misses in retaliation. The other guy turns around and runs. You do get an attack of opportunity if you want to take it.
I'm going to try to trip him. Yeah.
So roll a. This will be an opposed dexterity.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you hook him with the head of your warhammer, and he goes down hard, straight into another pile of horse shit.
Can I get a cantrip of opportunity and have him eat himself?
No.
Darn it! Okay.
So next up is Olash.
This guy is tripped.
He's like that.
Yeah, that guy's tripped. There's one dude who's up. Everyone else is either asleep or unconscious.
Okay. Then I'm gonna move like right here and just hit him on the top of the head.
Okay, just like you're hammering a
with
nail.
The flat of my axe, yeah. 12 plus 6.
That hits.
8, okay. 8, 9,
Really
10.
tough journey.
11. Wait, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 points of damage?
Yes.
So you hit him on the top of the head so hard
Oh, wait,
that
plus 2 more.
That's a 14.
you hit him so hard that his knees buckle.
Okay.
And he like falls to his knees, like with his knees bent, falls backwards. It looks very unnatural and very uncomfortable.
I've had that happen to me in a couple bars.
So only one of your foes is still awake. Just that guy right there who Yarfik tripped.
He might have
Aaeowyn.
knocked himself out on the ground.
I don't need to do anything. You guys can just grapple him, I guess, and then we can start working on tying up the sleeping and the unconscious.
And bring him over to Kesto.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we just start working on subduing
Tying up that guy.
tying up the one who's still awake, and then tying up the ones who are asleep, because they'll be waking up soon. It's a minute
Yeah.
on the sleep spell.
If we all split up, we can do it.
Yeah.
So you go around, you restrain everybody.
Yes.
Do you cast Spare the Dying on?
Yes, I can't spare the dying. Of course I do. I'm not going to let him die.
So you cast Spare the Dying on that one dude.
It's a cantrip, so I don't have a word for it.
You just whispered to death.
I kind of look at Cassian like,
First time I've used that spell, man.
your tongue is as sharp as ever.
got
By
bigger-
the way, I think the reason that Blaffish is the magic word for that is because Cassian one time saw this play called Blackfish about a captive leviathan, and it just really scarred him to his soul. So like that's his baseline for like stuff that hurts you deep down.
Yeah.
to your core.
I thought it was like a reference to like a blowfish, like fugu poison.
Oh, so good.
You collect all of your foes now. You bind them all.
Olash, you want me to make Terry be himself?
I would
Do you want to
love
wake
that.
him up for like a one-on-one round without his
Let's
voice?
bring him over to Kesto. I feel like you can let the kobold go nuts on him.
Yeah, I'll tell the kobold what he
He
did.
pees himself.
Okay.
I urinate his pants with prestidigitation.
Okay.
Can you do both sides? So he crapped himself too?
I'm not that cruel.
He was very cruel to her.
So you bind all of them. You get them up. You make Terry look like he peed himself, and you drag them all back to the guardhouse.
Yep.
Knock on the door.
Oh, no.
I throw the door open and I say, Gusto, we've got more business for you.
And Kesto.
We missed you, buddy.
Kesto goes, what is it now?
A group of thugs attacked us in the street.
Yes.
They told Olash that her kind is not welcome in this town. It was really, really ridiculous.
By the way, Cassian's underwear is very tight.
And also,
It's
if
a
you haven't
speed- he's
noticed,
rocking a Speedo.
Terry peed himself.
And Terry peed himself.
Again.
So he walks out to survey the group, and he sort of looks around at all of you, and he puts his arm around Olash and sort of like takes you off to the side and goes, look, I'd love to help you guys out here, but Terry is the mayor's cousin. Like I cannot arrest him.
I feel like we could go talk to the mayor.
Yeah, let's take this straight to the top.
Like I can keep them here until they wake up, but that's the best I'm going to be able to do. My hands are tied by a
say,
corrupt
well,
system.
You
I
know
think
that
this is as good a time as any to announce my candidacy. I think it's time this town had a change of administration.
Why don't you keep them here until they wake up and just try to suggest to them that they don't mess with us anymore.
Or at least, you could tell the kobold to do some work for you, maybe.
No, don't get a kobold to kill them.
No, not to kill them, not to kill
Don't worry, I never listen to anything he says.
That's wise, neither do we.
Hey!
Yeah, but just, we'd like to avoid anything, scuffles like this in the future.
I have
will
a
see what
right
I
to
can do.
exist.
She does.
Let's go take
I
it.
agree with you.
We'll take
okay?
this to the mayor, Olash.
Yeah,
We'll take it
let's-
straight
let's-
to the mayor.
She should know what a loser her nephew is.
Oh, I believe she already knows, but...
Cousin. Wait, is it cousin or
Cousin.
nephew? Oh, my bad.
You guys want to go straight to the mayor? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So you guys go on over to the mayor. Do you ask for an audience, or do you just stroll in?
I think we can ask politely.
Yes.
And the mayor's assistant says, "Oh, you're back again.
Yes.
I have a complaint.
Okay, I am authorized to take complaints. What can I do for you?"
I think we need to see the mayor in person about this. This is it's clear that nothing's going to be resolved otherwise.
All right, I'll go check. He goes upstairs. You hear just a what? And then he comes back downstairs and says, "She's not in a good mood."
She just found out that a very handsome and charismatic bard is running against her. in the next
Have you not put your clothes back on yet, Cassian?
no, Cassian's still.
So he
doesn't even
waves you
realize he's just
upstairs.
very comfortable.
Yeah.
All right.
We might want to dress before we go upstairs.
Oh my goodness! I haven't even dressed. Yeah, I put back on my finery while we're waiting.
Yeah, you go upstairs, and she goes,
That is actually pretty good. I continue.
The town hall meeting is not until tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing here."
Your cousin, Terry, who keeps being himself, has now twice verbally assaulted me
And physically assaulted you.
and then physically assaulted me because of my race. He says I don't belong here and that I should leave, and I don't appreciate it, and I think that something should be done.
And there's an argument to be made that the four of us as a group don't belong here. But to pick her out specifically,
Yes.
that's not right.
Well,
And he attacked us with 4 thugs.
Oh, that's true.
those dumb friends of his. Have you considered leaving?
Well,
Are you serious?
that's he's being.
I'm just thinking about diplomatic and nonviolent ways to solve the problem.
We are trying to help you find your missing people.
Yeah, well, we've already established that they're not here.
If he's gonna run around getting in our way as we're trying to find that last person, what's the point of having us help you?
You're saying he's correct if you suggest that she leaves.
I'm not saying anything of the sort.
Well, of course not. You're not saying anything at all.
No, I am saying things. We are having a conversation.
I think mostly what we'd like is to see him face justice. The constable was too nervous to take him in due to his...
His connection with you.
Well, I think it's fair to say that, sometimes boys will be boys, and we can chalk this one up to, youthful indiscretion.
Like mayor.
How old is Terry?
Terry is, you'd guess he's probably in his early 30s.
That youthful indiscretion. Youthful indiscretion. Now that's young to me. I'm in my late 80s. But
I'm older than you are.
I'm a young elf. But that's not. It's still not an excuse.
I just yell, Cassian, we announce your candidacy tomorrow at the town meeting, and then I storm out.
Yes.
If it seems the only way to get justice is to seize the levers of power for oneself. That's exactly what we intend to do.
Did you say the lepers of power?
No, he's the levers.
What
of
is it with
power.
you and lepers?
Do you guys have any other business that you want to conduct today?
I wanted to go and pray at the temple, but that was about it.
You go to the temple, you pray to Agia. You pray for anything specific, or just
No,
sort of
just-
a general, like, hey, it's me?
Well, thank you. Just checking
Sup,
in, but also
boo?
going over the days. It's basically checking in
Okay.
Oh, and about
and
this,
thanking her.
about this as we walk out. About those papers, Cassian. I don't know if you would really sign them quite yet. I really would appreciate.
Aaeowyn, I'm in the middle of a campaign right now.
Damn it!
So you go to the temple, you guys talk about papers, you all end up back at the inn. You retire to your rooms for a few moments and then come back down to have like a communal meal. And while you sit down for the meal, the innkeeper comes over with a letter in his hand, and he says, "Somebody dropped this off for you today."
For who?
Boom.
It said it was for the Von Daemos Adventuring Syndicate.
Oh, fantastic. We'll read it together.
Word spreading.
Everyone, all 4 of us, will read it together.
In unison.
And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Thank you for listening. You can follow us on all the things at IWVTcast, and you can check out the other great podcasts from Puma Knife at teampumaknife.com. Subscribe and review. Subscribe and review. Subscribe and review. If you say it 3 times, then it will happen. Maybe that's Beetlejuice. Whatever, couldn't hurt. Join us for our live shows on November 3rd by going to carnagecon.com and getting your badge. Then, head over to patreon.com/IWVTcast and show us some love with your wallet. In all seriousness, we appreciate your support more than you can possibly imagine. That anyone could believe in this as much as we do is amazing. Thank you all. And check out our friends at godsfall.com/worldbook to see what they've got a-cooking in their booking. Also, listen to that show. It's just really good. Our theme music is Overworld by Kevin MacLeod. You can check out all of his work at incompetech.com. Tune in next time as the party goes to a town hall meeting and maybe announces Cassian's candidacy for mayor? Are we really about to roleplay an election? Ugh, 2017, am I right? We'll see you on the next episode of Improvised Weapons. This has been a Puma Knife production.